play this one too slow, Phil.
No.
Oh my God. 30. 32. 34.
Mike's asked him how much more has he got. Nope, he releases. I think the whole how much more have you got was just a bit of colourful commentary from Mike. I don't think he ever intended to call that 30,000.
No, he raised the original bet by Phil Ivey to see where he was at. When he gets re-raised, he finds out exactly where he is.
So as Alan Smurfit prepares to leave the table, someone else will step into his shoes. Join us after the break to find out who it is.
Here at the Poker Channel, we continue to bring you the greatest moments from the world of poker. Passion, heartache, deceit, ecstasy. Every human emotion brought to the surface as the world's biggest stars take it to the felt. Your favourite bluffs. And timeless river moments.
And the rivers of 7, I cannot believe it.
I love the poker. You guys don't know how bad I run at poker.
Brought straight to your screen and online. The Poker Channel, the home of poker.
Welcome back. One of the world's best, Alan Cunningham, now prepares to take his place at the table. Let's see how he gets on as we rejoin our commentary team of David Tuckman and Gary Jones.
There's a space at the table, and look who's waiting to come in. It's Alan Cunningham, 4th at the 2006 World Series of Poker main event.
Also the 2005 World Series of Poker Player of the Year. He's really had a phenomenal run.
He certainly has.
And pass.
So Howard, how's the table playing out there?
Well, you know, we had a few big hands early, and then it seemed like the cards maybe quieted down a little bit. I mean, you know, we've had our share of pots. The last pot I played where I lost 15,000, 2 people flopped 2 pair, at least according to what people say at the table. I believe them. And I guess Gus either flopped a set or a straight, so that was a pretty big pot. So we've had some fireworks, but you know, we've also had a lot of quiet hands.
And a raise. Raise of 37, 4-3 total. Pass.
We've got a raise of 3,700 here from Mark Goodwin. He's got raised up to 4,300. That's a big, big raise. He doesn't want to get a call at.
Bottom.
But Phil's decided to call.
And we've got ourselves a big pot here, 10,800 before the flop.
5, 8, 4.
And that's not a bad flop for Phil.
Not at all. I mean, there's no reason to think your 6s aren't good here.
3,002.
Really puts him in a tough spot.
It's only 3,200 with 10,000 in the middle.
And called.
He's definitely not going to get rid of him for that price.
2. Check. Check.
An additional straight card. And once again, Mark gives a free card. And once again, he's got away with it. And it might actually get him a bet. A call, rather.
Mark Goodwin playing it very conservatively.
6-3.
Phil Ivey picked up a lot of outs there on the turn. Any 3, any 7, or any 6 would have done it for him.
Phil just can't see a hand. He can check on the turn and then bet on the river. That's why he's going to call. The unorthodox player, Mark Goodwin, is going to get him a payday on the river. So a nice pot. Goes to the Englishman, Mark Goodwin.
That's what makes these players so great, is that they are so unpredictable. You never really know what they have.
It's really exciting to play in such a big game. I don't think I've ever played a no-limit game quite this high. I've played some limit games that are probably comparable. But they're all excellent players, and it's a huge game. It should be really exciting. I don't feel guilty against winning against these guys because they're all great players and they've all been there 1,000 times before and won and lost plenty, and I know they're trying to all win my money. So it's really just a game, and there are never any hard feelings between some of the good players.
In the small blind there is Alan Cunningham, just come to the table, sitting next to the 2000 World Series of Poker champion, Chris Jesus Ferguson. Of course, when Chris won it in 2000, he got $1.5 million. Alan Cunningham just came fourth at the 2006 World Series of Poker Championship, where he won $3.6 million. Amazing, the explosion that poker's experienced over the last few years. The money now is just incredible.
Yeah, Alan Cunningham has been on absolute fire. 2005 and 6 have really been his years.
He is a phenomenal player who's had a great couple of years. And he's actually got quite a lot of experience in high-stakes cash games as well. So here's Mike taking his customary walk around. We have 3 players here for the flop. Gus, Phil and Mark.
4-2.
Gus having a pop with his jack high, hoping that no one else has got any of this.
Called.
Wow.
Pass.
I was about to say he's in luck because nobody else has anything. But Ivy's going to call anyway. Maybe setting up a play for the turn.
He's actually caught a card that he can go in front with.
Well, now, Gus has actually picked up additional outs here. He can catch an 8 or a queen to make the nut
That's actually
straight.
not a bad card for Gus.
Check.
They've both gone check, check.
Ace.
Of course, Phil might have been calling to bluff the turn, but once he's caught the 9, he now actually has a hand he can check down. And it's going to send Gus's head spinning to see him having hit this. I think if I was Phil now, I'd be prepared to check it just to send him on tilt.
6,000.
I can even not even beat that hand.
Pass.
What, Queen Jack? I can't even beat the Queen Jack.
And you answer first.
Here we are with the ranking of the hands. First we have high card. In this case, a king high would win it. Then we have 1 pair. In this case, pair of aces. Then 2 pair. Jacks and 9s will do it. Then 3 of a kind. 3 of the same one. 3 4s. Then we have a straight. 5 cards in order, not the same suit. Then a flush. 5 cards, the same suit. 5 hearts will do it. Then we have a full house. 3 7s, 2 kings. This would be 7s full of kings. 4 of a kind. 4 kings. Then we have a straight flush. 5 cards in order, all the same suit. And here's the most beautiful hand in the world. Royal flush. 10, 2 ace, all the same suit.
I'd hate to think how much money has been won between the players around the table, not just in tournament winnings, but we have some of the best cash game players anywhere in the world sat round this table. And they are going at it.
18 to call. Pass.
There's Chris Ferguson passing once again.
Pass.
Someone really should dust him off. I don't think he's actually volunteered a single chip to a pot yet.
Well, you pointed out correctly, Chris Ferguson, really a tournament player. It'll be interesting to see how he adapts to a cash game.
I think we've already seen how he's going to adapt to the cash game. He's going to lose the minimum, is basically what his plan is.
3. No, I ain't sharing. King. No? I share with Gus, but not you. Check.
We've got a bit of a... Both of them have flopped top pair. Both of them are checking it.
Well, Hold'em is a game of kickers here.
They don't save any for like the high.
And in this case, Phil Ivy's got the best of them with the 10 kicker.
So, King 10 for Phil, King 5 for Gus, who probably thinks he's winning right now after they both checked the flop. Is he lining up for a raise?
Cool, raise to 8,000 total.
A small raise.
And called.
Phil calls straight away.
10.
Well, whether Phil was worried about his kicker or not, I don't think he is anymore.
whether he's not still with or not. And he raised at 10,000, the bet of 10.
Is there any value to Phil raising this? No, not really. He's a bit worried it might have been a set after a check on the flop, maybe. He calls. And kings and tens for Phil.
Kings and tens, 2 bets.
So Phil gets the better of the Great Dane in this pot.
Phil Ivey now our big winner, up $29,900. Jennifer Harmon in second place, up $26,700. John Jawanda still pulling up the rear. He's down $42,000 today.
Yeah, he was down a little bit more than that. Looks like he's slowly crawling back.
Here at the Poker Channel, we continue to bring you the greatest moments from the world of poker. Passion, heartache, deceit, ecstasy. Every human emotion brought to the surface as the world's biggest stars take it to the felt. Your favourite bluffs. And timeless river moments.
And the rivers of 7, I cannot believe it.
I love the poker. You guys don't know how bad I run at poker.
Brought straight to your screen and online. The Poker Channel, the home of poker.
We're at 50 London for the Full Tilt Poker $1 Million Cash Game. I'm David Tuckman. Here with me is Gary Jones. We've got 2 new players in the game. We have Eric Seidel and Roland DeWolf. Gary, what do you know about Roland and Eric Seidel?
Well, it's kind of someone who's been very, very good in the past. Eric Seidel has made an awful lot of money, even before kind of the internet boom took over and made poker as popular as it is today. Roland DeWolf is kind of the opposite. He's someone who's only come into his own over the last couple of years, doing very well in both 2005 and 2006. He really is kind of the face of the new poker. So it'll be interesting to see how these two adapt to playing cash games, because both of them have had most of their success in tournaments. But I played with Eric a little bit in cash games, and he can play a cash as well as tournaments. So I'm not expecting him to give anything away. And look at who we've got at this table with us. We've got Gus Hansen and Phil Ivey sitting next to each other. 2 of the biggest faces in poker.